Hey, good morning, afternoon, or evening, Prof. And today, my team and I will present our project for Advanced Business Analytics. My team consists of myself, Alex, alongside my other teammates, Timothy, Tejal, and Andrew. And our project title is called Enhancing the Customer Feedback System. So, what is customer feedback? Well, nowadays, it is norm for companies to ask for customer feedback about their products or services. Its main purpose is to reveal and understand their level of satisfaction with the product or service and provide meaningful feedback back to the company on which areas they can improve in. It is also to understand their customers based on their needs and wants and establish a long-term relationship with them. Now, there can be positive and negative feedback, where the positive feedback can be used to further improve the current state of the product or service. The negative, on the other hand, is regarded as a customer complaint. They are known to be one of the primary means to directly communicate with the customer base. This diagram, made by Fundin and Bergman, showed the process companies can use these complaints to further develop and improve their current or future products or services and re-release them back for the customer base to give their feedback on again. Now, the customer feedback system has been implemented in companies to collect data for a more convenient analyzation of the feedback received from the customer base, like surveys and questionnaires. The system can also gain more information other than the ratings of the product or service, and hence gain an understanding of the effectiveness of the product or service and what can be improved on.
Thank you, Alexander, for that well articulated introduction. Now I'm going to head to the literature review bit, and I'm going to start by talking about the problems companies and organizations face when it comes to customer feedback systems. There's no doubt that customer feedback is essential for any company or business to grow. With that being said, customer feedback systems has changed a lot throughout the years. So back then, customers would need to physically head back to a store and fill in some sort of survey or questionnaire regarding how they feel about the product to let the company know. Now, with AI-driven approaches and Internet of Things and smart devices being so within our reach, we no longer need to follow that method. So this means lesser mobility is required from our end, and we could just sit at the ease of our homes and fill in any sort of feedback whenever we want. In the next slide, I'll be talking about some problems that companies and organizations face when it comes to dealing with the customer feedback systems. In most cases, companies fail to utilize the customer feedback systems as they fail to close the loop. What is the loop? The loop is the starting to the ending point of a customer feedback system. The start being the customer buying the product, filling in a customer feedback, and that's when the company comes in to analyze the customer feedback that's provided by the customer and further enhance their product or better the product. Now, with the problems that exist, there are definitely solutions for this. I'll be passing on to Andrew to talk about some of the solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Teja, for the introduction of the literature review. My name is Lim Wei Zheng, and let's dive into the second part of literature review, where our goal is to make the customer feedback system understand whether the reviews and feedbacks are positive or and negative. To achieve this system, we have come up with four analytic technique and approach from several journals, which are text mining approach, neuro-linguistic approach, text network analysis, and sentiment analysis. First off, let's talk about text mining approach. Text mining approach is all about text-based knowledge extraction. It involves discovering new information from computer and from public sources. One of the key benefits is that it enables much more efficient analysis of extent knowledge. On the other hand, neuro-linguistic approach is all about techniques based on text mining and NLP, which stands for neuro-linguistic programming, for summarizing and filtering product reviews to better understand the complete customer experience. It sounds good, but it also has its drawbacks, which is NLP provides a limited number of techniques that are not suitable for many clinical situations, and it doesn't make any significant change for the system. That goes to my third point, which is my third technique, which is the network text analysis. Network text analysis, which let me change my slide. Text analysis is the process of converting unstructured text into a structured format with the purpose of identifying significant patterns and fresh insights. The benefit is that it is much more cheaper, more real-time, wider coverage area than MDS for assessing consumer perception. But it has a number of weaknesses. Among them is a lack of comparative perspective. Lastly, let's talk about sentiment analysis. It is the process of analyzing online pieces of writing to determine the emotion tone they carry, whether they are positive, negative, or neutral. Sentiment are a term used to describe the range of subjective experience that make up a person's innermost feelings, thoughts, judgment, and attitudes. That's it for me. Now I'll pass the time to Timothy to talk about the methodology and evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Our data set is from Kaggle.com, which is about hotel reviews across Europe, which contain 515,000 records with 17 fields ranging from 2.5 to 10 out of 10 points rating system. We chose this data set because it contains good number of records and the data we require to do sentiment analysis, especially the positive, negative reviews. Here are the modules that we use. Natural Language Toolkit or NLTK module is the module that we use in Python for applying in statistical natural language processing. GenSim library is the open source library in Python for unsupervised topic modeling and natural language processing. Scikit-learn library is the library for machine learning in Python. In order to simplify the dataset, we will split it into two categories: bad reviews that have overall ratings less than 5 and good reviews that have overall ratings more than 5. Here are the steps that we have done to clean the dataset: lowercase the text, tokenize the text, remove special characters, numbers, stopwords, and punctuation, part of speech tagging, and lemmatized the text. Here's the example of first 3 rows in the dataset after cleaning and the scores. Now this is the output of the word cloud to have a glance of which words that came out more often in the dataset for both positive and negative reviews. The graph shows the distribution of the review sentiments among good review and bad review by fader sentiment analysis. It shows that most good reviews are categorized as very positive, while bad reviews have lower compound sentiment scores. Now, for 2-class precision recall, we're using random classifier as a baseline that will predict half of the time 1 and half the time 0. For every recall value, the precision will stay the same, which will lead us to the AP of 0.043, and the AP of our model is 0.37. Which indicates that our model has a good predictive power. Now for evaluation and suggestion, our solution might have brought a slightly better results and classification for this kind of data set. However, much further research are needed, especially for other kind of industries and to improve the accuracies. Our constraint and limitation are because of sentiment analysis and ability to take input from real-time interactions and library used to understand specific terms and sarcasms in the records. Next, Alexander will conclude the presentation. Thank you.
All right, to wrap it up with the conclusion. In this paper, we have covered the uses of customer feedback and customer feedback systems to companies nowadays and listed a few solutions of our own as compared to the research that we have conducted in the literature reviews. One of them being sentiment analysis as our solution, where we used an example on hotel feedback reviews as shown previously. And that's it! Thank you for your time listening to our group presentation on our topic enhancing the customer feedback system, and have a nice day.